Hello, welcome to Divine Source Connections, Lightworker, and Law of Attraction Oracle reading. This is a general reading, so if you're here, it's divine time that you hear this. I think you could be a Lightworker. Well, this would be a nice reading for you. I think I'm going to do an empath reading and also a starseed reading tonight as well. This is going to be our past, present, and future trends based on our present and past vibrational transmissions of the thoughts that we've been thinking. Energy from the past. This is how to deal with energies from the past. Let me move the cards, make sure you can see them. The first card is Unplug from Mass Consciousness. Unplug from Mass Consciousness. To deal with what you're dealing with in this present moment, thoughts from the past, thoughts about yourself, your situation, thoughts about the world, thoughts about your partner, thoughts about your job. Unplug from mass consciousness. There is a belief system based on fear, doubt, and distrust that the known as mass consciousness. It says it's safer to stay in the crowd, not to question what you've been taught. It says that you cannot trust the divine to take care of your financial well-being or your emotional needs. It says that you should be afraid and not to take risks. It says that if you dare stand up and live your truth, you'll be lost and alone, humiliated, rejected, or even destroyed. You are being guided to unplug from that system of beliefs. You are capable of a more creative, loving, and soul-satisfying way of living. To access this, you need to let go of what is too small for your soul. To let go of what is too small for your soul. You are brave and aware enough to think outside the square, beyond what society or your peers may consider normal. You're supposed to be questioning things right now. You're in a transition from the way of thinking, from one way to another, to a more open, being more open to a new world that you can trust enough to live in peace and happiness because of the upgrade and the new beliefs that you are now cultivating. It's because of past energy. You know what you don't want. In knowing what you don't want, you know what you do want. It's a bouncing off place for more because you're always expanding. If you've been thinking along new lines and wondering if you're going crazy, your guides are telling you that you're doing a great job. Encourages you to follow your higher guidance. Encourages you to keep an open mind to a more loving and a higher reality, a higher vibrational reality that's available for you if you tune into it. If you're not doing the thing that you do that pulls your cork underwater, that causes you to separate yourself from what Source knows to be true. It's time to trust yourself. Start thinking of ways that do not belong to mass consciousness. It can seem scary at first, but once you realize the benefits gained from unplugging, you will be able to enjoy the process much more. Turn off the TV. Unplug from what is. All you have to do is pivot. Or stop thought. Listen. Stop thought. Just for a second. It's relief. There's clarity. The logical next step. There's solutions. It will free you and empower you to live a life of your own choosing. Opportunities and connections can come up to you in ways that defy your old beliefs. Sometimes breaking from the accepted norm, doing things differently, or being considered weird to family, colleagues, and friends is a sign that you're breaking away from the consciousness of the masses, which is not compatible with your newer, higher vibrational consciousness. Your awareness. You were born to bring a new vibration of awareness to this planet. You will find those who can benefit, even love you for this difference, and those who are challenged or fearful of you for it. Either way, you can love and approve of yourself. Nourish relationships that support you and have compassionate detachment from those that do not. They'll naturally be repelled without compromising your truth. So keep unplugging yourself one layer, one thought, word, and deed at a time from that which is mass consciousness. What they would have you buy into. More stuff, more fear, more competition, more doubt, more suffering. You can challenge any thought that you don't want to have. And sometimes it's hard to change a particular belief, but it is possible to think another thought. Maybe one that feels better. You know? It's not about controlling your thoughts. It's about how you feel. If what you're thinking doesn't feel good, then why are you thinking it? That's the only thing in this world you can control, are the thoughts that you think. You cannot control anything outside of yourself. You cannot control how your partner behaves. You cannot control how your children perform. You cannot control how someone at your place of employment does their job. The only thing you can really control is how you feel in this moment, right now. You are born to bring a new vibration of awareness to this planet. So keep unplugging yourself, one layer, one thought, one deed at a time. You can challenge any thought that you don't want to have. Free yourself. You have the power to change your world, and your world that we live in as a result of liberating yourself. Well, that's really an awesome card. It's saying it's time for you. It's your time. It's your time. Turn off distractions, and listen to the voice inside of you. This present moment, the heart transmission. The heart transmission. Your heart is capable not only of giving and receiving love, but of connecting you to a great network of beings that resonate in the higher frequencies of the divine love. See, love is a vibration. Love is a vibration like light, like appreciation, gratitude, kindness, oneness, wholeness, ease, peace, calm, healing, peaceful, just is, just 'cause it feels good. Working with group energy is a leap on this spiritual planet, with risk but also great reward. In times of empowerment to manifest your life mission, the risk with group energy is mitigated when you approach it from the heart rather than the head. You cannot think your way in. You have to feel your way in. This is a feelings place, you see. Feelings and deliberate thought is millions times more powerful than all the efforts that you could possibly orchestrate in a lifetime, in 30 lifetimes. But it's available to you now, in this moment. The mind can argue one point of view and then immediately and convincingly argue the opposite. Yes, it's not time to weigh the pros with the cons. Because as you do, you focus on wanted, and then you focus on unwanted. You focus on wanted, you calibrate to unwanted. You then calibrate to wanted, you calibrate to unwanted, you calibrate to wanted. So then you have a vibrational wobble between your beliefs and your desires. Don't do that. You have control of that. So when you catch yourself doing that, reward yourself and be grateful that you were present enough to catch yourself before you had too much momentum going in an unwanted direction. So you could stop a manifestation before it manifests, you see. Because of your awareness. Because of your deliberate awareness. The mind can be seduced by those who tell you they have great spiritual power, but this will instantly trigger intuitive warning bells in your heart. For those with genuine power do not need to convince you of it. The heart is the key to deciding where you offer your devotion. It's between you and Source. Between you and Source, your Source. No one can. If you can't communicate with your Source, no one else can communicate with you. It's you and your Source. You know, it's between you and your and Source. You and you. It's between you and you. So that's something you have to work out between you and you. But see, there's really nothing to work out, because everything's always working out. You just can't do the thing that you do that keeps the things from working out. And only you know what that thing is, and it's different for everyone. The heart is the key to deciding where to offer your attention. To a group consciousness that loves you unconditionally, your heart feels safe, loved, and inner knowing of righteous of the group, that's for you. The unconditional love that you're searching for, you're not going to find in a group. I mean, we all want to give that, but we're human, and we all fall short of the glory of God, right? We're incapable of giving that in which we're but see, it's inside of us. Once you see that Source is on it, whatever you ask for, Source is on it. You don't have to worry yourself about it. All you have to do is go on to something that's joyful. Sounds, oh, really? Yes. It's that simple. It really is. I mean, why would you want to do anything less? When it's not joyful, do something else. For as long as a group might give you life, if it broadens your horizons, if it nurtures you, if it nurtures you with truth and empowers you to live, well, then the group is serving you. And in your joy, in your alignment, you're serving others. But if you need the group for the source of love, well, it's not serving you. If you do not experience these positive effects, if you feel drained, confused on the issues that they're not being resolved, as you work with the group, listen carefully to your heart. Question whether if this is the right place to be. It's important also to work with groups that you can serve. Although you may love your family, for example, they might not be the group that you can best serve. Perhaps those that are more open, more willing to receive your spiritual gifts are outside your family. Perhaps your family can benefit spiritually from you in the role of a mother or a son or a daughter, but not in the role of a spiritual mentor. On the other hand, some groups may want to feed off of you and not to learn to do things for themselves. They may wish for you to give them the answers to their problems. Okay? They may not be willing to develop the trust, the courage, the confidence, and the empowerment that's required to take responsibility for their own relationships to the universe, which is needed so that they can grow in soul wisdom through their life experiences. Your heart may guide you to withdraw your services from such people because you love them and you want them to grow. Your heart will guide you to operate differently with different people. You may be guided to explore hobbies or interests that lead from one group to the next. The heart will also guide you when it's time to move on. The transmission of the heart gives a truthful assessment of the interaction of your frequency with the frequencies of the group. It is mutually raised. It's mutually raised. If it's beneficial, if it's mutually beneficial. Your heart will guide you to operate differently with different people. It'll tell you when it's time to move on. The transmissions of the heart gives a truthful assessment. This is it's spiritually constructive, actually. Sometimes it can be diminishing. It can also be helpful. The heart empowers you to know when to work with others, for how long, in what way, and trust that. The more you do, the more groups can bring that can benefit you and the planet. They can enter your world. When you raise your vibration, when you're aware of your creation, and you as the creator, your vibrational self, you'll know when it's time to move on. You'll know. The third and final card, near future trends and possible manifestations based on your present vibrational transmission and your past vibrational transmissions, is where you've been giving most of your airtime, your thoughts. Are they in a wanted area? Is it in an unwanted area? Is it in worry? Is it in fear? Is it in separation? Is it hate? Is it in... where is it? You only know. It's different for everyone. Divine grace, the law of efficiency. Divine grace, the law of efficiency. These are beautiful cards. I love these. Some of my favorites. Near future trends and possible outcomes. It is time that your life became easier. It is time for you to walk the way of divine grace with trust, simplicity, and acceptance. You do not have to try to make things happen. You can gracefully act without attachment and trust that all will be as it's meant to be. Surrender your struggles now as you allow life to serve you with love and kindness. This is the most efficient use of your energy and will lead to your best results. If you're trying to make things happen, it's because you don't believe that you can manifest them without all the effort. You don't believe that you are a vibrational match to that in which you've asked for. You always know what you're transmitting by, well, two ways. One, how you feel, and second is by what are you getting? What's showing up? You point whatever's manifesting, you have to point to it and say, I did that. Be it good or bad. And there's a vibrational, there's a match. You have to know. We all have a dial, and it's a tuner, and it's got infinite amount of channels, and you have to know what thoughts you were thinking to connect to the manifestation. And if you don't like what you're manifesting, you've got to fine-tune your thoughts, right? And usually if the thoughts that are manifesting, if they're unwanted, it probably feels like crap, first of all, or sickly, or you discord within yourself. Any of those anything that you think that doesn't feel good, probably isn't. It's a good. Okay. The law of efficiency encourages us to work smarter rather than always working harder. It is like learning to allow. Yes. Allow. This is the second time. It is learning to allow. When you're allowing, you're in a place of receptivity. You're not transmitting. You've stopped thought. Right? That's where the solutions come. That's the path of least resistance, the next logical step. There wasn't a lot of effort in planning. It just comes to you in a block of thought that is a knowing that has a sureness attached to it. That's so sure that I don't have to worry about its sureness. So sure that it's not my business to worry about it. So sure that I don't need to know the who, what, when, where, why. So sure that I can leave it like a seed in the garden and go off and do something else. And I know that I don't have to dig that corn up to see if it's starting to grow. I know that that corn's going to grow. I know it. It's not my job to make the planets go round. It's not my job. It's my job to tune in to gratitude and appreciation for knowing that everything's always working out. Everything's always working out. For me, everything's always working out for you. Plug my phone in, y'all. Give me a second. Hopefully it doesn't hang up on you. Because, it does stuff like that sometimes. It just hangs up. Ah! Let's see, is it going to work? Yay! We're saved. Saved by the cord. In grace. To hitch your wagon to the universe in this way, you need to learn to listen. Allow. If you listen to this fan here, I listen to the fan in a state of allowing. You see, I listen. And as I listen, I can't think and listen at the same time. And as you listen, you stop thought. Just listen. Eventually, you'll start to feel like your head leaves your body. And you don't feel your fingertips or your toes. And you'll find yourself in a state of allowing. Yes. Allowing. It requires no thought or effort. Just listen. The universe has a sense of natural flow, cycles, and timing that assures us that it supports us our every dream that we dare to dream. You can never dream the dream that God's dreamed for you. And that every one of your dreams can come to fruition in due course. It may not look exactly like you had expected, but if you have set it in motion with desire and intention, karmic law will ensure that it finds expression. For this to happen in the most loving, graceful, and easy way, you must learn to hear, feel, and sense the currents of life and work with them rather than push against them. Right. It's stop trying to get to the bottom of it. It's put your boat in the water right where you are right now. It's stop thinking thoughts that don't feel good. It's stop paddling upstream. It's let go of the oars. It's allow yourself to just float. Float downstream. Imagine that you have a chance to share a feeling of love in a room full of receptive people. The time is right. They are open to your efforts. Create the maximum effect for love's success. Or you could expend the same amount of time and energy by arguing with one disinterested person in an attempt to get them to understand and receive your love, even though they actually have no interest in doing so. They just may wish to have their own point of view, and for you to agree with them. One is working with the law of efficiency, and the other is working with the tide of life. It is not bad to choose the harder way. Sometimes it can be a great learning experience. But if you're being encouraged with this oracle to explore the easier and more graceful way more often. Give yourself a break. Let yourself off the hook. Nothing serious is going on here. You got this. especially at this time in your life. This card is being pulled because um, there is a helping hand, a natural wave of energy in your life that is going to be able to support your rising spirit in manifesting something truly beautiful and special in the world. The law of efficiency is also sometimes known as the path of least resistance. We must find the strength that comes from letting go and trusting the universe, knowing that, knowing what it is doing. Oh, it takes understanding. When you are surfing the wave rather than swimming against the current, how efficient to work with life in its cycles, rather than believing you must struggle and strain to be heard, to be loved, to be rewarded and inspired. When you learn that you don't have to do that anymore, you have maturity within you. Trust now. Trust that all that will come. All that will come in time. That was really exciting. Oh, the hair pops up on my arms. That's how I know. That's how I know. Okay. Now, how can you get more of what you've been asking for? Well, we're going to figure it out in 3 simple cards. Can we do it in 3 cards? I love these cards. I'm not even going to try to sell them to you. All of my Law of Attraction cards that I use Jerry and Esther Hicks. This set is called Asking Is Given. Here's the lid. Here it is. Asking Is Given. And she's also got another deck that's a smaller deck. So it's like, I don't know, $10 cheaper. Get the big deck. It's worth it. It's like, I don't know, $30 or $40. I'm not sure. And this is Getting in the Vortex. Yes. This is help you get what you want. You're actually always getting what you want. It's just, it's not what you're saying what you want with your mouth. It's the vibration of what you ask for with your heart, with your feeling, where your focus is. Is it focused on the news and that awful loop? Is it focused on something that's unpleasant, doesn't feel good? Is it focused on how grateful you are in this moment? Are you focused on how grateful you are for all the parts of your body that are working in perfect order? Right? And you know what? Success is about the joy I feel. That's right. Success, people had it all wrong. They were measuring success on their money. They were measuring success by their job and their house and their cars. They were measuring it. I don't know how else they did it. They did it all different kinds of ways. But you know what? It's really about how much joy do you have in your life. And success should be really, how much joy do I feel? You know, a successful life, you can have all those things, but if you don't have joy, was it really a success? You know, could you not have all those things, but have a life of joy? Could that be a success? I mean, I guess this is something to think about, right? When you are generally thrilled by someone else's success, that means you're right on track for your own success. Success is not about getting it done. The measure of success in life is not the attainment of money or stuff. The measure of success is absolutely about the joy you feel. Nothing happens without my having invited it. Right. You might not have invited it with your words, but you sure did with your vibrational transmissions. Right? Because that's how we ask. When you understand the law of attraction, you're never surprised. That's right. All a miracle is somebody's manifestation of something that they could not explain. They call it a miracle. Right? But once you realize, law of attraction says everything alike attracts alike, right? And it's a law. There are no exceptions. There are no rules. There's no way out. And once you know these things, you can't unlearn them. The law of attraction, you are never surprised by what occurs in your experience, for you understand that through your own thought process, you have invited every bit of it in. Nothing can occur in your life experience without your invitation of it through your thought. Through your thought. You see? You can think thoughts that don't feel good, and in the process of thinking them, cause discord within the harmony of you. Discord within your energy centers in your body. You separate yourself from what Source knows to be true, and in doing so, you lower your vibration. When you do that consistently, the discord causes disease within the physical body. Anything you can create with your thoughts, you can align with wellness with your thoughts. If you created it, you can uncreate it. If you created it, you can uncreate it. I am becoming consciously aware of my inner being. That's awesome. That's awesome. We refer to that non-physical as your inner being, your source. It is not about what you call it. Source energy, life force. Some people call it chi. Some people call it God. I call it source. Sometimes I call it God. Source. It's light, God, love. It is not important what you call it, but it is important that you are consciously aware of when you are allowing a full connection to it and when you are restricting it in some way. You restrict it by thinking thoughts about yourself or your situation or about another person. Any point of view that's translated vibrationally through your five senses, say your eyes and your ears and in your mouth, it has to be translated through your heart, and you feel, and through that there's no judgment because it just is. That source within you is that source that knows that everything is well. That everything's right on time. Nothing serious is going on here. You know? That source that's in a place of stability, sureness, knowing. That you. Getting into the vortex. I'll do 3 more cards and then call this a... This will be the end of this reading. And then as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to do So You Think You're an Empath Oracle reading. It'll only be an empath, 3-card empath oracle, and then a law of attraction reading. And then when I'm finished with that, I'm doing a starseed reading. So I'm working into the night. You're welcome to join me if you're interested. You'll really deeply connect to one of these readings, I'm sure of it. Or all of them. That which is alike unto itself is drawn. It's the law of attraction, right? If you're not a person that's in joy, in a place of joy, in the vibration of joy, around 528 hertz transmissional vibration, when you're in a place of joy, when you're in a place of ease, sureness, of clarity, you feel pretty good, right? When you're in any of those states, in any of those vibrational states, right? There's a buffet of vibrations, and you get to choose what you're going to cook with. You know, what are you having tonight? You know, you want to make sure you're cooking with living food, not a lot of dead meat. You know what I mean? Compared to thoughts like that don't feel good, like fear, all compared to like dead meat. Actually, no. Fear and anger and hate, all that is a 20 hertz vibration. And your steak has a 0 hertz vibration. And your Big Mac has a 5 hertz vibration. Have some fruit. Or think thoughts that feel good. Either one. Very nourishing for the body. You can nourish your body with thoughts. Well, at least I better turn it over, right? Everything that you perceive is vibrational. The life that you're living is a vibrational interpretation. The power of the law of attraction is at the root of everything that you experience, and the never-changing, always accurate premises of the law of attraction is that which is alike is drawn to itself. When you give thought to something, you begin the attraction process. Right? When you watch the news and you watch something fearful, you start to calibrate to that in which you see with your eyes. You calibrate like a tuning fork. When you strike a tuning fork, you can hold another tuning fork of the same frequency across from it. It will start to vibrate. You will start to calibrate that in which you see with your eyes or hear with your ears. So you want to choose from the buffet of vibrations that you would like to manifest your future experiences. Do you understand how this works? Once you have activated a thought vibration within yourself by giving attention to a subject, the progression of expansion has already started to occur. Right? And the more airtime you put on a certain subject, make sure that you're choosing the wanted end of every subject. Every subject is 2 subjects, wanted and unwanted. Which end of the stick do you activate? I can praise abundance whenever I see it. I can praise abundance whenever I see it. You know what? You can choose to tune into abundance between here and there. You can choose to tune into abundance right now, in this moment. Abundance doesn't have to be finances. Okay? If you think, oh, abundance, I don't have abundance. Abundance is available to everyone. There's no one trucking abundance in from other planets. There's enough pie for everyone. There really is no competition. There's no competition. Abundance has the same vibration as freedom. Freedom to choose thoughts that feel good. Abundance. Freedom. Choices. Abundance. Choices. Independence. Abundance. The freedom to choose joy. That is, you see, abundance of thought, of good feeling thoughts to choose from. Abundance of things in this moment to be grateful for. Abundance of wellness within myself and those around me that I can tune into. Abundance of joy around me to receive. If I were joy, I could receive joy. But if I was angry, I'm unable to allow joy to be translated, because I'm blocking it with my attention on unwanted. You see, you have a choice in whatever situation. There's always something to tune into that feels better than the thought that you're thinking in this current moment. There's always a thought. We're always reaching for the next best thought. And we have control of that. We don't have control of those around us. We don't have control over who jumps through our hoops. We don't have control over others' performances. We do have control over how we feel in this moment. And you say, if I could start all over again, what would I? Well, you can right now. You can in every moment. I'll envision the behavior I desire to inspire, right? Yes, you can envision and you can expect. You can expect behaviors out of others around you by tuning in to their positive aspects. Segment intend before you go into a situation with any relationship. You always have a choice to activate the unwanted end of the relationship, the things that piss you off, things that irritate you, those things. Or you can activate the things that make them special in your life. That all those special little human parts about them that you just adore. What about those? If you activate those, segment intent, and activate those within yourself, you see, going into the situation, you'll extract that from them. And you would have done it with your thought. You are so powerful. You are a powerful creator. You have no idea. You created. Look around where you are right now. Look around at everything. You created you. So, if you're really happy with what you've created, well, keep looking at it, because you'll get more. It's the law of attraction, and there are no exceptions. And if you haven't figured that out by now, you will be. You're figuring out right now, or you already did, or you probably will. You probably will. You might. You could if you wanted to. You might. But it is a choice. Let's do one more. I can accept myself as a vibrational being. Everything is vibrational. We interpret fabric through the vibration of our fingertips. We interpret vibration in our mouth, food. The color is vibration. Color. The color in your energy centers, in your chakra, it all aligns with the same as in the tuning forks. There's a vibration. Everything is vibration. Everything is expanding. Even your awareness is expanding. And it's all happening right now. I have the ability to direct my thoughts. I have the ability to direct my thoughts. I have the ability to think thoughts that feel good. Right? If I have the ability to think thoughts that don't feel good, because you know the rules when it comes to the law of attraction. If you think a thought and you hold the thought for 16 seconds, another thought matching that vibration will join it. So you can pick any thought, good or bad, and just sit with it and stew with it. And as you stew, you're becoming, you're going to bull to the top. And see if another thought doesn't join that thought. And if the thoughts you're thinking that are wonderful, you get on a roll. You gain momentum. You gain momentum and you're going in a wanted direction. And as you're going in that wanted direction, you see, now you have access to all the other things you've ever asked for. In this lifetime, in every lifetime before this lifetime. It's all there. Well, I so hope that y'all enjoyed this. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. In about 5 minutes, I'll be back and I'm doing an empath oracle. So this was a Lightworker oracle. The next one's going to be the empath oracle with the law of attraction spread as well. I thank y'all so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's Divine Source Connection. And I'm also on Facebook, Divine Source Connection. Y'all have a wonderful evening.